Hi, in this video, I'll be reviewing the Epson EcoTank ET-3950 or ET-3958. Both of these printers are basically the same. It just depends in which country you're currently living. They'll have a slightly different name. I'll share with you the positive side and also the negative side after using this printer for around 3 weeks. So let's get started with the good side first. One thing I like is the paper input. It's hidden right behind this door on the front. You cannot see it. On many printers, this paper input is located on the back. It's sticking out, it's not pretty, and it takes space. And by the way, I'll put a link in the description towards Amazon if you want to get it from there. You also support my channel, so check the link in the description. If I take this out, as you see, it's able to hold up to 250 sheets of paper, which is much larger comparing to other entry-level models like the ET-2850 or the Canon Megatank G3290. So you won't have to refill this paper tray often. Obviously, one of the positive side is the ink tank system. As you see, yellow, magenta, cyan, and the black ink tank is much larger because you're going to use it more often. It comes included with ink bottles in the box that will fill up these ink tanks, and you'll be able to print around 4,000 to 5,000 pages, which for some people will mean that they will only have to refill this printer after 2 or 3 years. Printing a page like this one will cost you around 1 cent to 2 cents. And printing a picture like this, depending how much color it has, will never go above 2 cents and a half, maximum 3 cents in worst cases. So overall, it's very cheap to run on the longer term. Printing speeds are also quite quick at 18 pages per minute in black and white and 9 pages per minute in color. It's quicker than some entry levels. It's a bit slower comparing to more advanced printer, but overall for a home printer or a basic business printer, these speeds are quite acceptable. Another positive is that it's able to print on both sides of the paper, and not only that, but if you're using the top document feeder, automatic document scanner on the top, you'll be able to scan both sides of the page. This is quite rare to see, and it will save you a lot of time. If you have a large document of 20 pages that are printed on both sides, this will be able to scan them automatically. And of course, if you don't want to use this automatic document feeder, it also has a normal scanner bed over here. Very practical. Connectivity wise, if we take a look on the back, we have an Ethernet port if you want to connect this printer directly to your internet router, and also a USB port. Unfortunately, it doesn't come included with any USB cable in the box. You'll have to purchase one separately if you want to connect it to a computer. And obviously, it's also compatible with Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi Direct, and AirPrint. So connecting your iPhone, Android, PC, or Mac computer takes around 5 minutes, which is quick and very convenient. Another positive side is the layout of the control panel that, by the way, you can adjust it. So if you're standing up, you can put it in this position. So you look down and you can interact with it. It's quite nice to see this level of flexibility. It doesn't have a touch screen, unfortunately, but using these buttons didn't cause me any issues. It's very user-friendly. All the settings are easy to access simply by navigating using these arrows. And finally, the last positive side is that the paper output, where the paper goes out of the printer, is motorized. What I mean by this is that every time you need to print a document, it will go out automatically out of the printer. It's a bit weird at first, but let me show you. I will just launch a print. So as you see, it got pushed automatically outside, and when you need to store it, you simply have to press this button over here and it will go back inside. This could be practical if you want to keep your printer compact with this paper output stored inside, and you don't want to get up of your chair, pull it out manually. You can leave it to the printer to do it. I have printed a few different documents over here to show you how well or how bad it does. So let's discuss about this. Starting with a regular black and white text over here. This printer usually performs pretty well. The text is sharp, the letters are well defined, and even on smaller fonts, for example, on this document, I'm still able to read it without any issues. I don't see any pixelizations or anything weird. Sharpness is great as well on the text. I have also printed pictures. As you see, this one is on photo paper with a glossy photo paper. Again, really great. Maybe a bit too saturated, not much, but still a bit too much contrast to my taste, but this can be fixed without much problems on your device. Here I have printed on just plain paper, and I think it did a slightly better job. The colors are great, sharpness, maybe a bit too over sharpened, but nothing bad. Here as well, as you see, a lot of details. Obviously, it will not print as well as a dedicated photo printer, but for home usage, for even business usage, if you're printing flyers or documents you want to share with your clients, I think it will do a great job. Maybe not for photographers that want the best result. Those people need to buy a dedicated photo printer. But now, what are the downsides of this printer? Well, I have found 4 of them. The first one is the paper tray. As much as I like it, and by the way, you can see how much paper you have left by looking through that window. Unfortunately, you only have one paper tray. So for example, when I wanted to print pictures on my glossy 4x6 photo paper over here, I had to come here, remove the paper that is in this tray, adjust it, put my 4x6 photo paper here and print. And then once I was done, then I had to modify a few settings to tell the printer that I have put glossy paper, and then I was able to print. Once I'm done, I had to put back the paper that was there. So this is a bit annoying. Some printers, even if in this price range, will have 2 different paper inputs. So one over here, one sometimes above, sometimes on the back. Therefore, you can have 2 different types of paper loaded at the same time. Unfortunately here, you only have 1 type of paper loaded. This could be better. Another thing is it doesn't have any USB flash drive connection. Sometimes it's on the side, sometimes on the front. So if you want to print directly, let's say from a memory card or a USB drive, well, there's not such possibility. You can only print using a computer or a phone or tablet. Another downside could be the footprint, not for everyone, but this is a slightly larger printer because it has more features. For example, this automatic document feeder will take more space on the top comparing to entry-level printers that don't have such a feature. This is a US letter size, and if I put it sideways, you see the printer is slightly taller. If I put it this way, as you see, there are many other more compact tank-based printers out there. So if size is important for you, make sure to check out the dimension of this printer, just to make sure you have enough space on your desk and you're fine with it. And finally, the last downside, this is not something specific to this printer, but when purchasing one of this printer, it's great, right? Because you can print many pages with the ink that comes included. As I said, 4,000, 5,000. But this is only if your ink doesn't dry up. And for many people, unfortunately, this happens, which means that if you're not going to print during a month, or if you're living in the desert in a very dry place, unfortunately, this can happen in even a shorter period. So some people, after going in vacation, let's say they go for a month, they come back and they see strikes on the prints. This means that the print heads are drying up, and unfortunately, well, there is a mode over here to clean the print heads, but sometimes it doesn't work. You have to replace them, which is a huge hassle, or sometimes if the whole printer is clogged, all the ink is dried because you didn't print for, let's say, 2 months. In that case, sometimes the printer cannot be repaired. It's important to print at least once a week a picture or something that are using all the ink tank, all the colors, that so that the ink is able to circulate inside of the printer and will not dry inside. This is something to avoid. So if you're not printing often, let's say you're only printing 15 pages per month, maybe some months you won't even need a printer. Well, in that case, there are other options. Maybe a laser printer is better for you, or maybe it's simply better to go to your library and print your pictures and your documents over there. This printer is great, again, for home usage or businesses that are printing above, I would say, 50 to 60 pages per month. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. So this is it. Again, if you want to get this printer, I'll put a link in the description towards Amazon, and I'll also put links towards printers I recommend. I have tested probably more than 100 printers during the last 2-3 years. So I have made a small list over there. Check it out, support my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.